Hello everyone, this is Aaron again with a new video. Got a chance to review this gun, didn't even have time to shave. This is my nephew's new gun. I may have told you the story that he had looked at the Leshiy and looked at the Leshiy and looked at the Leshiy, but then he decided to get a FX Impact. He since sold the Impact and it sold pretty quickly. And now he has the gun of his dream, the Leshiy. So he allowed me to do an open box. And what was shocked me about it is I've never seen one of these things. Maybe you haven't either. But this doggone thing here, this is the box for the whole gun. I mean, wait a minute, let me just pull this thing up. This is the box for the whole gun. You talk about little, I thought my P15s were small. This thing here is tiny. And for what he tells me, it's a killer. So let's just change the camera position and open the box up and see what's in it. All right, we'll be right back. Okay, we're back and we're going to open this box up and see what comes with this little fella. And then we're going to assemble it. Actually, when it actually comes in two parts, as you can see. But one of the first things you're going to get is a really, really slick. This is an owner's manual. Allows you to write in different things. And you can see it's been personally signed. Every inspection has been personally signed by Edgun himself. So you know it's a quality product because he did it. The instructions are in color. They're perfect to tell you everything you need to know about this gun. And anything he wants you to know that is very important, he puts it in red. Make sure you understand that. Everything about loading the magazine, how the magazine works. This is probably one of the best manuals I've ever seen when it comes to just talking about every little thing that you need to know about this gun. It's really, 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 really detailed. So I got to give it to old Ed over there. He's doing it and he's doing it right. Yeah. So just want to flip through that manual for you. But this, as you can see, this is just a good manual, and it seems to be in two different languages, as you can see. But that is the Edgun, made in Russia. Okay, now we'll take a look in the box and see what comes with this thing. Well, first of all, he did the right thing, filled it with O-rings, and this is amazing. Okay, this is supposedly is all the O-rings for this thing, and I'm counting 6. Okay, my FX Impact, when I ordered them, I don't know, it must have had 50 doggone earrings for that thing. And even my P15s over there, you got at least 15 different ones. But Ed wanted to keep these at a minimal to keep the leaks down, so he used as few as possible. That's another good thinking. I mean, the fact that it only has this many O-rings means that there's not many O-rings to go wrong with it. I really love that. And of course, it's really slick. I'm going to show you this here from here. It's really slick. These are the backs for the, it comes with 2 magazines. And this is the nice thing about the magazines. This pops off. It's held by real heavy magnets. And it pops off. This pops off so you can just drop these pellets in place. Then once you drop the pellets, once the pellets are in place, drop that on there and the magnet pull it right back in place. How slick can that be? And the magazine holder fitting right on the stock is another great idea. And getting them off is as simple as a twirl. Twirl it, it's off. Twirl it, it's on. That's amazing. This gun is just so well thought out. I thought the price point on this gun was a little crazy, but looking at it now and seeing it in front of me and seeing the workmanship and seeing the quality of it, if this thing performs anywhere the way it looks and the build quality of it, it's worth every dime. So we'll find that out later. It also comes with Field Pro, of course, and the gun itself coming in 2 different pieces. And we're just going to take those pieces out and lay them down here. You have the gun itself, which is extremely light. And, of course, the chamber, which houses the air. And basically, that's the gun. Putting it together is very, very simple. You take the stock, pop this up. Okay, to put it together is very, very simple. See this red button here? You pull this red button out, which allows it to line up with these 2 screws here. Pop it in, let go of that, Boom, your gun is together and ready to go. Let me flip it. I just want to show you this side because this is the button. So if you want to flip it, pop that out, and that'll take it out. If you want to flip it, come over to this side. Come on this side. When you want to flip it, pull this trigger. The gun flips, and all of a sudden you got half a gun. Flip it back, and there you are. You're ready to go. And there your magazines are, and this thing is ready to pipe hot. So that's basically the gun and how it sits. Oh, this is another neat thing too. And you can buy these anywhere, I'm told. And you can get these anywhere, and they just push this button and it just pops right into the back of it. What I really like about what Edgun did here, he took something that's already out there, and he made it adapt to his gun. How many are going to do that? Okay, if you get many other guns, I guarantee you, they're going to make this so you have to buy this from them. If you don't get it from them, you're not going to get it. And you're going to pay like $49.95 for it. But Ed was good enough to say, okay, you know, they're already making this thing. Let me just make an adapter for it so that you can just buy this thing and pop it into place. You just got to love this guy and how he does things. So with that, we're going to throw a scope on this thing, and we're going to take it outside, and we're going to shoot it in. But before I do that, we got to load this sucker up. All right, so now we're going to load this thing up. Basically, all you're going to do to load it, you're going to pull this trimmer back. You're going to open this sucker up to here. You're going to grab this, put it in the top little hole here. Got to get an angle where I can see. Drop it in place and twist it, and now it's in place. It's just that simple. Now we're going to bring it down, and then close, and move it to red. Here's the safety right here, forward, back. We'll move them up off safety, and we're going to just take three shots. I got one of my bottle stops right here. So this is safe, you guys. Whoa! I'm gonna tell you, this thing felt like shooting a 22 or maybe even a 25. It's got a little kick to it. This thing is smoking those pellets out of there. This thing here is putting out some air. Oh, it's so sweet. Let me just, guys. This is the new way to hunt. There he is. He's running. That's the way. That is the new way to hunt. Put it back on safe. That is the new way to hunt. Okay. I'm still kind of totally against these for newcomers who don't know anything about this. But for people who've been around and know what they're doing, this is the next level. And luckily there are guns on different levels. There's a gun for the top people. Understand that there's one other one that's out there right now by Air Arms. Yep. Air Arms has one out. I know FX had one out some time ago. I don't know if they still have automatic out. And of course, Snow Peak has out the M40. And the price range can be way down here all the way up to the top gun. But this is to me, this is the new level. So with that, we're gonna throw a scope on this thing. We're gonna take it outside and we're gonna shoot it. So we'll be right back with that. And let me just say this also while we're doing with it. This gun was actually ordered as the Hornet. The Hornet actually comes with a bigger moderator on it, which is going to cut down on the make it a lot more quieter. Okay, they didn't have it in stock, so they basically sent out this one here, which is the short, and they'll be coming in. He'll be able to take this off and put on the Hornet, which is going to quiet this gun down even more. So with that, we're going to throw a scope on this thing. We're going to take it outside, and we're going to see how she does with the accuracy. Okay, one other thing is I really love, again, you know, I've always been a fan of Ed and his products, but the man thinks outside the box. Okay, here's the field probe. Field probe is right here. It's covered by a plastic thing. You do a twist here, it opens up both sides, one side then the other. Open that up, take this, slide it in, fill your ear, take it out, flip that back, and it's closed. I mean, everything's been thought of when it comes to this gun. The efficiency of it. When you're pulling one trigger here to open it up, dropping the magazine into place. Magazine being held on here by extremely heavy magnets. The fact you can do a quick load on this thing by taking off this piece here and dropping those pellets in right away, and then dropping it back on, a powerful magnet holds that in place. And in case you lose these, it gives you 2 extra. So you get 2 magazines and 4 of these in case you drop one in the field somewhere and can't find it. Again, just thought outside the box. And also, you know, Ed, he went with Picatinny, which is really, really wonderful. Picatinny, I just love that. Dovetail, I think, should be taken off all guns. Everything should be Picatinny. But he also put the Picatinny mount down here so that you can add, of course, your bipod. So when we come back, we're going to add this bipod, add a scope to it, and take another look at this gun. Okay, we're back. And let me just say this. If you're going to go out and you're going to buy this gun, top of the line, best thing operating out there, you can't put bullshit on it, okay? You just can't. It's against the law if you think about doing that. You got to go out and you got to get a top scope. He went with the Hawk Air Max SP50. This is a 6-24, 50 millimeter. Glass clear as shit. And the mill dots in it, let me just take a look through there. And the mill dots in there are just so sweet. It has the mill dots in it that are not just mill dots in halves. The halves, first one is long, second one is longer, third one is, and the fourth one. So they're easy to identify. So when you're in the field, you don't have to count mill dots. You can just about, if it's 2.5, you can go to 2.5. 4.5, you can go to 4.5, because you know what 4.5 line looks like. With the mill dots that are, where they are all the same length, then you got to count 1, 2, 3, 4. I've done it in the field and missed on shots. So he has a Hawk Air Max. We'll throw this on here and see what she'll do. Okay, you guys, here it is all dressed up. We now have the Hawk Air Max on it. We got the bipod on it, and she's all ready to go. All we need to do now is take this thing outside and zero it at 30 and then shoot it out to 40. And later on, we're going to take this thing to the range. He'd like to have this thing zeroed from 10 yards because sometimes he squirrel hunts with it and squirrels sometimes come in very close. You want to be able to hit him at 10 yards all the way out to maybe 100. But before we go outside and actually zero this gun, we got the chrono down here. We're going to shoot 3 pellets in it. Okay, as you can see, we got the JSB Kings Heavy Mark IIs and 33.9 grains. We're going to take 3 shots. 790. 83. 800. Okay, I'm going to delete that shot string. We're back to 0. Now we have the Hades, and we'll see what the Hades do. Okay, 1, 843. 2, 812. Okay, and 810. All right, now this last one is the JSB Exacts 25 and 25 grain. See what they do. 890. 883, 887. Boy, it sure shot these at a more consistent speed. Well, it's getting kind of dark out here. We've been playing with this thing. We got it sighted in, and we've been playing with it for that. Well, actually from 10 yards all the way out to 40. We got it scoped in now. He's going to shoot these heavier Hades in it. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to shoot a clip of Hades, just so you can hear the gun firing. And be able to watch it up close and per person, and we're gonna shoot how many shots this hole? 8 shots. We're going 8 shots, 30 yards, and then we're gonna close this thing out. Okay, so that's it. Okay, this is 30 yards with the Hades 25 cals. I think they sit 26 grain, and this is gonna be an 8-shot group. And we're looking for the group, not so much the bullseye. We hope to get pellet on pellet. Here we go. I'll take that all day, considering that he didn't have a good vise, and this gun is so small that it won't fit in the vise that I have. We had to try to jerry rig it a little bit. But I think anyone take that group right there. That's a dead sparrow every shot. Dead squirrel or anything else that's bigger every shot. Anyway, let's go back and close this thing out. Okay, we're back to close out this this review of the Edgun Leshiy. I think it's the greatest gun in the world, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in just a second. But let me just say this as an irony, if you will, if you don't mind my just getting off on a little tangent here just for a moment. My first choice in gun, and I bet you there's a lot of people out there who the gun that they wanted was the Edgun. And the reason they wanted it because they saw Ted shooting it. And they saw Ted making fantastic shots with this thing all the time. And so it being the first gun I saw, it was so short and compact, and he handled it so well, I wanted one. So I got in contact, I got the information and shot off some information to California. I can't forget, it was just years ago. And I never heard back. And at the same time, I'm reading on the internet, well, I finally got my Edgun after, I don't know, 8 months, 10 months or whatever. It was just crazy. So I said, hey, you know, if it's going to take that long, I better go in another direction. And if you know anything about my history, you've been watching my videos, I decided to go with the FX Wildcat. Okay? And at that particular time, Ted had just switched from the Edgun to the Wildcat and the Bobcat. I didn't like the Bobcat, I thought it was too big. The Wildcat I thought was slim and fitted my purposes better, so I got that. But needless to say, I made the transition with Ted. When Ted left Edgun to go to FX, I and many others, I can assure you, went right along with him. It probably was because of the same reason I did it. I really wanted the Edgun, but if Ted is going this gun must be pretty good, because I watched him all those years with the other one, and if he's switching over to this, it must be the thing to do. So I switched with him. Forward that to the day. Okay, my nephew talks me into buying the Leshiy. I said, okay, David, we're gonna get the Leshiy. I shoot an email off to Edgun USA, and I never hear back from him. And so I told him, hey, you know, I haven't heard back from him. I'm not gonna do anything. He waited a couple of months, and then finally he said, I'm gonna go ahead and get it. And so he went ahead and got it. And I just think it's not in the stars for me to have an Edgun. But I just want to throw that out there to let you know that I'm just not doing this review based on just this gun. I should have had a long history with Edgun, starting way back when I first got started. Because two things. One, Ted, as I said, was a big influence, but Ed was a bigger influence. I mean, he takes this thing personally. He named this gun after himself. His first name, Ed. Okay, it's Ed's gun. And I made a comment on one of his guns one time, and he actually got back to me, which really shocked me. He wrote me back and he said to me basically this. He says, I'm more interested in, because I was thinking about it from the money aspect. I was looking at it from the standpoint of FX and how successful they've been in making money. And that's what businesses do. And he came back to me and he said, you know, basically this. I wish I could quote it. I don't want to go look it up. But he basically said this, Aaron, I'm more interested in doing a quality gun. I'm more interested in having my name on something that I know is the best that I can do and the best that is out there. And I'm not going to put anything out there real fast or real quick to make a buck. When I put it out there, it's going to be well researched and it's going to be well done. And I thought, wow, you know, that's the person who I really like to buy guns from. But the problem is not the man who's making the gun, for me anyway. I don't know about anybody else who's been trying to get any. It's the distribution in the United States that's a problem. Anyway, that's probably fixed now. I don't know. David got his gun pretty fast, so I'm thinking that that's fixed. Okay, last thing I want to say is this. This is a great gun. I'm telling you. And I'm going to tell you this. Okay, this video, since this video is being done now, we've already taken that gun to the range. And this thing is basically, when I look at it, it's basically like a pistol with a butt on it. You're going to be amazed at what this thing, with that little short barrel, I think the barrel is 10 It's 10 inches long, 10-inch barrel. And this thing is throwing lead down range from 10 to 100 yards with accuracy, with that little short barrel. Ed, I don't know how you did it, but I am impressed with this thing, and you're going to see that video later, because I got some other videos throughout there before then. But the gun is accurate. I know it's made well. I know that it's going to be dependable, and I know that it's going to stand up to anything you can do to it for a long time to come, especially being a semi-automatic with all those moving parts. So with that, I want to close this out and say I hope that you saw within this video what I tried to describe to you, and that is what I think is an excellent gun. With that, I will be back with another video real soon. You guys look forward to you seeing it. Look forward to you hearing your comments on this and the Edgun Leshiy and any experience you may have had with Edgun in the past. So with that, we're going to close this thing out and tell you to keep it safe, and we'll see you next time.